is hatchery management? When incubating any bird egg, it is important to control the same factors, which are temperature, humidity, ventilation, and turning. Poor results are most commonly produced with improper control of temperature and humidity. And what is hatchery? Hatchery is a facility where eggs are hatched under artificial conditions. And the objective of the hatchery is to reduce the cost of producing day-old chicks to the minimum. Now, let's proceed to definitions. So what is incubation? Incubation is the process by which birds hatch their eggs into the development of the embryo within the egg. Next is candling. Candling is a method used to observe the growth and development of an embryo inside an egg, which uses a bright light source behind the egg to show details through the shell. So why candling is important? Candling allows you to monitor many things including the egg fertility, embryo development, and weight loss rate. Now, we have turning. Turning is the process that allows the embryo to revolve and slide in the inner white. So what is the importance of turning the eggs? When the embryo touches the shell membrane, it will stick to the shell and die. Regularly turning the egg will prevent this and ensure healthy embryo development. Next is incubator. Incubator is machine that creates perfect condition for an egg to incubate and hatch. And what is the importance of using an incubator? Incubator creates a stable environment in which eggs can be hatched. And we have artificial insemination. It is the process by which the semen is collected from the male fowl breeder and inseminated to a female fowl in pure or extended form for the purpose of conception. And what is the importance of artificial insemination? It removes all risk involved with keeping a male on the premise. Now, let's proceed to observations. This is the rooster and hen that is used in artificial insemination. And these are the material used. Let's find out on how to collect a semen. It is manually collecting semen from the rooster. Next is how to do insemination. This is the proper way on how to apply the insemination. Next is why it is important to collect eggs every day. If they are fertile, the embryo could even start developing if a hen has been sitting on them. What is sanitary management? It refers to the practices and procedures necessary to ensure a clean and safe environment. First, use an alcohol and wear gloves before turning and candling of eggs. Next, clean the eggs using soft towel to remove dirt and bacteria. Also, disinfect your incubator before putting the eggs. What is the ideal temperature of incubating chicken eggs? The ideal temperature of the incubator is 37.5 degrees Celsius. And here are the material used in incubation. First, preheat the incubator 2 to 3 hours before incubation. Second, mark the side of the eggs for us not to be confused in turning. Next, put the thermometer inside the incubator to monitor the temperature. And close the DIY incubator to maintain the heat inside. Now, how many times do we need to turn eggs? Egg turning should be undertaken 6 to 8 times per day. And this how we turn eggs. In candling, it determines the viability of the embryo, which are infertile eggs, early deaths, and late deaths. This is the first egg in first candling. This is the second egg in first candling. This is the third egg in first candling. The fourth egg in first candling is fertile. This is the fifth egg in first candling. This is the sixth egg in first candling. The seventh egg in the first candling is fertile. The fourth egg in the second candling is fertile. The seventh egg in the second candling is fertile. The fourth egg in third candling is fertile. The seventh egg in third candling is fertile. So how many days of incubation does it take for a chicken to start hatching? Usually, if temperature and humidity levels have been ideal, the hatchling will start to break through the shell of 21 days after the eggs were first set. Chicks will typically hatch at day 21. And we have factors affecting the incubation. First, we have temperature. Prolonged periods of high or low temperatures will alter hatching success. High temperatures are especially serious. If it is too warm, tends to produce early hatches. One that runs consistently, cooler tends to produce late hatches. In both cases, the total chicks hatch will be reduced. Next is humidity. Humidity is carefully controlled to prevent unnecessary loss of egg moisture. Humidity is maintained by increasing the exposed water surface area. Too much moisture in the incubator prevents normal evaporation and results in a decreased hatch. Too little moisture may cause the chick to stick to the shell and be crippled at hatching time. And the third one is turning. Turning the eggs during the incubation period prevents the embryo from migrating through the albumen and sticking to the shell membrane. And lastly is ventilation. The best hatching results are obtained with normal air, which usually contains 21% oxygen. It is difficult to provide too much oxygen, but a deficiency is possible. It is possible to suffocate the eggs and chicks in an airtight container. Now, let's move to problems met. Here are the problems that we encounter during the incubation process. First, the temperature keeps on changing up to 39 degrees and goes down to its ideal temperature, which is 37.5 degrees Celsius. Second, there was a power interruption the whole day. And lastly, the ants appeared after the shell was cracked. And here are the solutions on the problems we encounter. First, the temperature must be properly always controlled, or we must use thermostat to maintain the temperature. Second, there must be a backup power such as a generator. And lastly, the place must be clean at all times. And the conclusion is, after completing the activity, I therefore come to the conclusion that it is crucial to manage the factors that affect incubation. Improper control of temperature and humidity will only produce poor results. The temperature and humidity must not be too high or too low because it may alter the normal growth and development of the embryo. Also, poor results occur from improper ventilation, egg turning, and sanitation of the machine or eggs. Lastly is recommendation. When doing incubation, one must have enough knowledge of the process and the factors affecting it. It is recommended to read guides and watch tutorials about how to have a successful incubation. Also, there should be a proper place too where the incubation will take place and equipment to use during the process. So thank you for watching. I hope you've learned a lot.